Diego, how much animosity did you have with Clay going into the fight, and what were your thoughts as far as him being able to survive the first round? I mean, that may have been the best round that you ever fought, and somehow he managed to get out of it. What were you kind of thinking about all that?
You know what? I just got tremendous respect after tonight for Clay because I haven't been in a blood barn like that since Nick Diaz, and I hit him with some knees, some kicks, some uppercuts that were right on the button, and he just kept on coming. So if anything, that was it wasn't discouraging, but I was like, whoa, gotta catch my breath again. Gotta let the blood come back to my arms. Let me take a second here, because the guy, he's known for his conditioning, and he came prepared. I was prepared also, but I wasn't prepared for him to survive the onslaught that I put on him in the first round.
Diego, actually, a question for you of what was going on during the fight. You were using elbows off your back, and it's been this gray area with elbows off our back as far as for spiking elbows and legality of hitting somebody closer to the top of the head. Was there ever a point where the referee was warning you for those elbows? Because those were very effective.
Well, you know what? He told me, he said just watch the back of the head, and I know, obviously, I learned that technique by watching Kenny Florian in the Joe Blazon fight. They let it go on in that fight, so I'm like, hey man, Kenny can do it, I can do it too. Guida, in all of his fights, he lays down on top of guys like that, and so I'm like, hey, he's gonna lay down on top of me like that? I'm gonna throw those hard elbows at his face, and that's why I got an ice pack on my arm, because I landed a bunch.
Diego, what was your biggest concern with Clay going into the fight?
My biggest concern with Clay was just, I don't know, man. I didn't think of him as a dangerous opponent. I thought of him more as a grinder opponent, a person that grinds people out, that kind of gets the takedown and stays on top position. And to be truthfully honestly, I wasn't really worried about that either. When it got really, really bloody, and it was just really slippery. So my jiu-jitsu skills from the bottom were kind of like, okay, I knew if I was going to be going for arm bars, triangles, and it was going to be a hard effort with being all that blood in effect.
Diego, over here. Do you feel now that you deserve to be #1 contender in line to fight the BJ Penn Kenny Florian winner?
That was my 15th fight here in the Octagon, and aside from the fight with Koscheck and Fitch, it was a split decision. I paid my dues here at UFC, and I just feel that that's up to Lorenzo and Dana and UFC. If they feel that I bring the exciting, entertaining fight that they want for a title fight, and then they can put me in there. If that's their decision, that's their call, and I respect their judgment. But I do definitely feel I'm the #1 contender. I always have.
We are hoping Clay can join us. We're waiting for him to finish his stitches, so hopefully he'll be up here shortly.
Diego, over here to your right. Were you surprised that Clay kept coming after taking all those hard shots?
I was surprised, and that guy's hard, man. Guy's got a couple hearts in there, because to keep coming, and then he kept coming in the striking too, knowing that I was landing the more effective striking, and I was picking my shots off, and the guy's he's a little Tasmanian devil, like they call him. He is, and he was in the position to fight me for a reason. He earned his shot with his wins over Danzig and Diaz, and he put himself in that place, and I just was the more technical fighter that executed the game plan right, and I went in there and was just the nightmare.
And you came out a lot faster than you did in your first fight at lightweight with Joe Stevenson. Are you feeling more comfortable now at 155?
It's a science. It's I'm getting experience doing it. I was in great shape for the Stevenson fight, training up in Tahoe at the high altitude. That really gave me a good edge, training the high altitude. I trained really hard in San Diego for this fight with my jiu-jitsu squad, and also Tony Palafox, Saul Hibero, and all my teammates in San Diego. We trained hard for this, and you know, it's just the science, man. I really, this fight, my game plan was to come in a little stronger, a little heavier. That way it would make it a little tougher on him to take me down. But that also affected my weight cut a little bit, and the last 2 pounds were a little tough. But yeah, I'm learning, and I'm just thankful that I get these 2 experiences before I go for the big one. And you know, if they do decide to put me in there next in line as a #1 contender, that I'm gonna give it everything that I have in my conditioning, and just that there will be no vacation, and I'll be back in the gym getting ready for that.
And one final question. You've been where James and Ross are now. What advice would you give to them going forward?
Same advice that I give any mixed martial artist, and that's just to believe in yourself and work hard, and surround yourself around good mentors and good trainers and good people that are going to be positive influences in your life.
Hey Diego, were you surprised by the split decision? And what were you thinking after the first 2 rounds? Were you thinking that you had won both of them, or were you thinking that you had to come out and prove something in the 3rd round?
You know what? I had a very strong first round, and second round, you know, I got taken down, and it was a back and forth. I landed a lot of effective shots. I was surprised with the split decision, but hey, man, there was a lot of fights tonight that were like that. I was like, whoa. I was like, I don't know. We got, you know, I'm not going to criticize the judges, but you know, some of the decisions tonight, I was like, oh, that's a little. But hey, man, it makes for you know, it gives that anticipation. You know, oh, for Guida, I knew I won the fight, babe. So it doesn't really matter.
Diego, this might sound goofy, but this is a serious question. I mean, Clay's hair has been the topic of much debate, and he's always said that he'll never cut it. But do you actually think that the hair was an obstacle tonight, that it prevented him from seeing certain shots that you were throwing?
I don't know, man. You'd have to ask that question to Clay. I just was aiming for his head, and the hair was there. I think, if anything, yeah, I think it was, you know. I think it put him at a disadvantage, you know. A couple times when I was able to grab his head, it was like, you know, I don't know, the hair was there, and you know, I wasn't pulling his hair or anything, but kind of gave me a good little, I don't know, yeah, the hair probably was in his face, and, you know, I don't know. You didn't have to ask Clay that, honestly.
It's summer and it's pool season, so get yourself in shape, and I don't want you to settle for some soft workout. Go all out with a comprehensive circuit training over at Tap Out Training Center. Everyone is working mixed martial arts into their routine, kids, moms, couch potatoes, and so should you. It's the Tap Out Training Center, the world's first mad laboratory capable of turning out previously unimaginable innovations into MMA products and training techniques. The Tap Out Training Center is not a gym for the pros. It's a way to get folks like you and me back into shape, or in even better shape. Check it out online, tapoutlasvegas.com. That's tapoutlasvegas.com. Or visit the Tap Out Training Center at 4040 West Hacienda. That's Hacienda just west of Valley View. The Tap Out Training Center. Let's go!
This is Punkcast from Tap Out. Come check out the brand new Tap Out Training Center.
Make sure you hit the Tap Out Training Center's apparel shop 6 days a week, Monday through Saturday, for the best deals on Tap Out gear. It's the Tap Out Training Center.